I'm Kim, and welcome to the chat. So, our question tonight is, what are your thoughts on people who beg for money on the streets, to give or not to give?
Mm,
So
tough
if
one.
you were asking me from how I grew up, I was always told to avert my eyes, not look or pay attention, because I don't know why. I just listened. I was a kid, right? Then you have my 8-year-old who would like to help every single person she sees on the street, even from the car. She wants me to like turn. One time I couldn't turn. I'm like, I can't possibly turn to give this person money. Like I was downtown. So I do now give when I feel it's safe. I wouldn't. I can't give. The last example I have, it was Christmas time. I was just about to go into an appointment, and there was a gentleman there. And really, what came to my mind is what would my daughter do? So I gave him some money, and I said, here you go, buddy. Merry Christmas. And he was so grateful. And it made me feel good for her, for my daughter too, because I know she's done it before. She's like, she'll give to any charity. When you're at the store and they ask you, would you like to top up your bill? She says yes. She's not paying for the bill, but she will top it up. And my husband's been like, okay, yeah, we're gonna donate to that. So like I've been taking my cue from her for some things, and it's made me feel really good. And
It's interesting you say that, like how you as a child were, told not to look and pay attention. When we moved here, we'd not seen as much poverty or homelessness as we see going into downtown on the east side. And it just took us by surprise and shock. In fact, the kids were that terrified they were locking the cars because they just didn't know how to react, if they were safe or not safe. Now they're much older, it's obviously a different story, and they understand, why these people are homeless and what's going on in their lives. So when it comes to giving, of course, most of us want to give money because that's the first thing that either we have or we think of. But I think it's best in most scenarios to give them either food items, buy them something, a gift card. I keep some gift cards in my car, and be it to a store if I'm around that store, and use those, or a Timmy's, or those kind of things. Only because so that if it was cash or money, they're not going out buying the drugs and doing it that way. But they might need cash too. So, but that's just from me and my family. There's no right and wrong way, and we all want to help, and it is quite sad.
Living
definitely.
downtown, actually, it's very I had a huge adjustment for myself also. But I have my regulars. Yeah, I know them by names. I have their stories.
Sweet.
Yeah, I buy them Christmas gifts. I buy them birthday gifts. And I cry when one of them just passed away. But if I give them money, yes, sometimes I judge. So I looked at their if they're clean enough, they're not really homeless. If they're really, dirty and really, especially their hands and their feet, right? And I always ask, would you rather have money or should I get you some food? And sometimes they say, no, can you give me some food, please? And I said, what would you like? And I just go get it for them, But it's growing. There's a huge increase of homelessness downtown. And and the drugs epidemic is really bad, really bad. Yeah, I feel it's heartbreaking.
It is.
Absolutely.
I'm like the rest of you ladies. I kind of vary between giving food or giving money. And I always try to make sure that it is safe, like kind of judge if it's, I'm going to be approached kindly, right? Because I had one bad experience with someone who chased me and I never forgot about that. It was really
Oh, wow.
scary. And, you know, I guess he had a lot of mental health challenges and he was chasing me down the street downtown. And I was going through a really rough period of time in my life. And I had bought him some stuff from McDonald's, right? You know, a nice little lunch. And then he started chasing me down the street. And I was so freaked out. But, you know, now I've kind of like overcame that fear. And, you know, I kind of see if, you know, if it's safe for me
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
And I had such really good reaction when I did the same for this girl at Christmas. She was so happy. So
That's nice.
depends, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm similar to Steph, where you know I was brought up with the lock the cars, don't make eye contact.
Oh,
I
wow.
remember when I was a lot younger and we were driving, and that was when the windshield washer guys were
Yes,
coming.
right.
They would wait for a red light and they'd run out and they'd wash your windshield and hope that you would give them a tip. And the ones that I'd seen, they were really friendly. And if you didn't tip them, that was fine. And they, you know, they would just smile and wave. And
Yeah.
but one of them came and they started washing our windshield, and my dad rolled down his window and started shouting, "Don't touch my car!" And I mean, that scared me. Like, okay, he's not scary, but you're scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, I kind of purposely try to go the other way. Now, I will admit I do judge. I look them over. I try to decide whether they look like they're legit or not. But especially when like COVID first came out, and I knew people were losing their jobs, and I was seeing people that, you know, I've been on driving past this corner so many times, and I have never seen this person before. I think this is really, you know, it's the guy. He's like in his 40s or 50s, probably lost his job, is trying to feed his family. So, I mean, I remember one time I was with my daughter and he was on the wrong side of the street from where we were. And I started trying to loop around. It took me a long time to actually do this U-turn to come around. She's like, "Why are we going back to the store?" I'm like, "We're not going back to the store. We're going back to that corner." And I handed him some money and she was like, "Oh, okay." But, you know, I think it's important to show them that. And I explained to her what was going on. I said, you know, he probably lost his job and, you know, I have a little extra money in my wallet right now. He probably needs it more than I do. So, you know, we try and help each other out. But yeah, it's hard because you do wonder, you know, are they using it for the right thing? I would love to have the bravery to stop and actually have a conversation and say, you know,
Oh, really?
You know, but I'm not brave enough to do it.
Because everybody has a story, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you wonder, how did they get to this point?
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
what was it, right? So
And usually they, you know, they would love to have someone listen to them. And I think, but that takes a level of courage that I haven't quite made it to yet. But I would like to.
Even to be recognized, like one of the young guys, Mike, he's at first he used to scream and yell. Everybody was scared of him until I just said, "Hi, you okay?" And he looked at me like, "Oh, is she actually talking to me?" I said, then when I offered, "You want food?" He said, "No," he just waves at me and he gets all happy because I wave back at him. Like, because he's from Ontario. He's all by himself here. So now he feels that, oh, at least I know somebody now. And
right.
when I'm down, I always ask, "How are you, Mike? How are you doing? How can I get you today?" And he says, "Do you want money or food?" You go, so he says food or money. So I give him whatever he wants.
Nice.
It's sad because that's somebody's child.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and that you're acknowledging him as well and not just turning a blind eye to him is probably made a world of difference.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah. So I think we all need to try to be a little bit kinder and more understanding of everybody's, like I said, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got
everyone has a story, and everybody's going through really tough times.
Yeah.
You know, so we should be kinder and you even ask, "How are you?"
Yeah.
Just a simple question.
Yeah.
Especially with all the drug drug situations as well, and so many overdosing, and it's so messed up right now.
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
Yeah.
I think everyone wants purpose in life,
Right?
right?
Mhm.
So if we do more to help them and get them off the street,
Yeah,
wouldn't
Yeah.
that be a beautiful thing?
It would be.
absolutely.
It would
But I
be.
believe it's more of a vicious cycle.
Mhm.
Like if they don't have a home, they don't have an
Yeah.
address, they can't get
Exactly.
benefits, and then
Well,
it just,
they have
oh,
to
they can't.
apply. They have to apply, and that's why I told Mike, go apply so you could get a room to sleep. All you get is a room, right? And I'm always in this case. Did you go for an interview? Did you go? They haven't called me yet. I haven't heard anything for now. So
Yeah, then it's hard. It's hard to take those steps. And
it is. It is. Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
I've got phone calls that I need to make that I can't do. It's hard.
Yeah, especially if it's not in your comfort zone as well, or
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
how do I start? Where do I apply?
Yeah.
How do I seek that help? I just need someone to guide me, or to walk me through, and especially if I have mental challenges anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Guys, man, that's what Mike. But somehow, like Cynthia was saying earlier, so Mike came across with this young girl that she moved out from her families, and when I saw her sitting beside Mike, I go, oh my God, she's a clean kid. How did she end up beside him? And she actually the one who's helping him.
Mm.
It's so interesting how life, you show someone some kindness, and then this kindness just goes like in a circle.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
Rubs off on people for sure.
right?
Yeah.
And I told him, your friend should help you, take you to the office and get you a room. He says, yeah, she's going to help me. I said, so, yeah.
That's
great.
great.
Yeah,
That's good.
that's good.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. Let's remember to be kind and give everybody a second thought.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And don't judge.
And
Don't
don't
judge.
judge. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.